it's really, really hard for me to say I'm proud of myself. I don't feel anything. I'm just, well, I'm upset, really, like deep down in my heart. Oh, man. Oh.
So many great memories around them, so yeah, just good people making good times.
Anthony Joshua's last words before stepping away from boxing after Cena and Lat's funeral capture the weight crushing him. He's exhausted, mentally shaken, and emotionally drained. The tragedy hit him hard, and after witnessing the funerals, he admits he can't continue. Boxing, once his life, now feels distant. His mind and heart need rest, and the ring must wait.
I was mad, like, at myself, not anyone, just at myself. So I thought, I've got to get out of here because I'm mad. Like.
Eddie Hearn's words hit hard, exposing the raw humanity behind Ajay's stoic persona. In a world that glorifies toughness, Joshua has been silently carrying a crushing emotional burden. The loss of friends, the funerals, the mental toll, it's all piled up. Hearn reminds us, even champions are human. Ajay's vulnerability now speaks louder than any punch. His mind and heart are asking for peace, and the ring feels secondary.
And the whole Hatton family, because if we're all devastated, which you know we are, imagine how that family are feeling right now, and may God bless his soul.
Dominic Ingle cuts straight to the heart of the matter. Boxing fades when life itself is at stake. Anthony Joshua's decision to step back isn't about pride or legacy. It's about surviving emotionally after losing close friends. This tragic reality check forces him to confront what truly matters: family, mental health, and healing, reminding fans that even the strongest warriors are human.
It's just a sport. Boxing sport is not more important than life. It's not. It's a sport. Put it in perspective. Who cares whether he carries on boxing? That's not the thing. You know, human lives have been lost. You can never, that's price. You can't get them back. It's priceless. You can't get it back. What does boxing matter? You know what I mean? It don't matter one bit. That's what I'm saying to you. It's like, but sometimes you get these reality checks in life.
Adam Smith's words reveal the deep personal impact this tragedy has had on Anthony Joshua and those close to him. The past weeks have been emotionally punishing, blending grief with the surreal moments of the funerals. It's clear A is carrying the weight of loss on his shoulders, struggling to process both the beauty and brutality of saying goodbye.
I loved him a lot, and his family, and it's been a very, very difficult few weeks. And yesterday was a beautiful but brutal day, and yeah, I don't know how I got.
Spencer Fearon recalls meeting Anthony Joshua at the funerals of Katz and Cena, a moment heavy with grief and raw emotion. Even amid the sorrow, Aj took a brief moment to connect, showing the human side behind the champion. Funerals like these aren't just events, they're life-altering experiences, leaving Aj visibly shaken, reflecting the deep personal toll these tragedies have taken.
I was walking out because I wasn't going to go say anything to him. I was walking out, then I got a tap on the shoulder. I turned around and it was Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? And we had a brief chat and a little embrace and that. And then, and then I left. But it was, you know, funerals are never good.
Johnny Nelson hits the heart of the trade. This isn't just about Anthony Joshua as a boxer. It's about Anthony Joshua as a human being. Losing close friends shakes him to his core, forcing him to confront grief and the fragility of life. Ajay's mental and emotional state is understandably fragile, making the decision to step back from boxing both real and necessary.
Talk about these two young men that lost their lives and their families, how it's affected their families. So you want to concentrate on AJ, how's it going to affect AJ? Instead of concentrating on how's it affected the people that have lost their children.
Showbiz the Adult captures the haunting reality Aj is facing the sudden loss of close friends, makes anyone question life and fate. For Anthony, these funerals are not abstract events. They're deeply personal. leaving him mentally drained and forcing him to reassess his priorities. Boxing, at this moment, becomes secondary to surviving the emotional aftermath.
You look at it's always the people that are the best, or, you know what I mean, that end up going first. You know, and you examine like, well, why wasn't it me, or why did this have to happen to them?
Eddie Hearn's words underline the hidden battles Anthony Joshua has faced beyond the ring. This isn't just about punches and titles. It's about a man grappling with mental health struggles while carrying the weight of personal loss. The tragedies of Katz and Cena have intensified that strain, showing why Aj stepping away from boxing might be essential for his emotional survival.
Says he's had all these mental health problems, you know, struggles and stuff like that. You see a guy up there crying.
Spencer Oliver perfectly captures the dual reality of Anthony Joshua. He's more than a champion. He's a personality that commands attention. Yet behind that charisma lies a man weighed down by personal loss. The funerals of Katz and Cena have left a visible mark. And stepping away from boxing now isn't just about the sport. It's about preserving mental health, grieving properly, and finding peace after unimaginable trauma. Ajay's absence will be felt not just for his skill, but for the character and energy he brought to the sport.
It's not just that he's a big personality and he sells fights so well and he's a big character, and the press conferences, the build-up to fights, and what he delivers in the ring. The guy is a serious talent, and he'll be missed when he's retired. That is for sure.
Duke McKenzie nails it. Anthony Joshua is not someone who makes impulsive decisions. This isn't just a career pause. The weight of recent tragedies and emotional trauma is forcing him to step back deliberately. Retirement, once considered far off, now seems inevitable. Fans will feel the void, but for Aj, the decision is about survival, healing, and recalibrating life after heartbreak, proving that sometimes stepping away is the bravest fight a champion can face.
I'm sure of that, and he's not a silly man. He's not, and I would envisage over the next few months he will announce his official retirement.
It's just sad. It just makes you realize how valuable life is and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and beefs, these things are nothing compared to real life and losing your life. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally, but you've got to think about these two men who are somebody's child, someone's brother, and those who have lost their lives. Johnny Nelson.
It's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs, and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally, but you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Gareth Davies breaks down the unseen impact. Ajay's support system has been rocked to the core. Losing Katz and Cena isn't just personal, it disrupts the mental and emotional scaffolding that keeps a champion grounded. Recovering from this isn't just physical, it's psychological and spiritual. Stepping back from the ring is a necessary act, allowing Anthony Joshua time to heal, reflect, and rebuild before deciding whether he can ever fully return.
Anthony's, if he's got these guys with him as part of his team, they're close aides, close friends. He's going to have lost two very close friends. Two members of his team who are part of his mental, psychological and spiritual scaffolding. He will have to recover from this in all those ways, as well as physically, to go.
Eddie Hearn's words cut straight to the heart of Aj's situation. This isn't just a decision based on wins or losses, it's about a body and mind battered by years of combat and a recent emotional upheaval. After the funerals of Katz and Cena, Anthony's perspective on life has shifted dramatically. Boxing is no longer the ultimate measure of him, it's about survival, mental health, and honoring the fragility of life. Choosing to step away now is Aj acknowledging his limits, protecting his health, and processing grief. It's a decision layered with respect, realism, and humanity, showing fans that even giants know when to prioritize life over legacy.
No, but it all depends on his body. I mean, that, you know, I wasn't being facetious before, but like, you never know the landscape of this, but more likely he's thought this is a good time to bow out, or got a few niggles and I don't think I should.
This almost cinematic twist of fate adds a surreal layer to AJ's current mindset. Surviving an incident that could have ended everything changes a man. When life throws a brush with death, it forces reflection. What matters? What doesn't? Boxing, no matter how glorious, pales in comparison to surviving tragedy and losing loved ones. That split-second move to the back seat wasn't luck, it's destiny rewriting his path. Aj's decision to step away now is deeply personal, influenced not by rankings or paydays, but by the fragility of life and the psychological shock of almost losing it all. After the funerals of Katz and Cena, it's no longer about fighting the next challenger. It's about healing, processing grief, and finding stability. The ring may wait, but life waits for no one, and Aj knows that every moment outside the ropes counts far more than glory inside them.
Joshua was originally, you know, he's the breadwinner of the team. He's the prize, if you will, right? Originally, he was in the front seat, right? And on some true Final Destination type movie stuff, a chance encounter caused him to move to the back seat. So what this is basically saying is Joshua's driver, given the car that they were in, was having difficulty seeing because Anthony Joshua was so large. So when he was in the front seat of that particular vehicle, he was kind of blocking the mirror, and the driver, Coyote Adeniyi, right, who I believe is in custody, right, he told Joshua that Joshua had to go to the back seat, right? So the driver's lawyer told the Daily Mail that Anthony Joshua initially sat in the front seat but moved to the back at the driver's request. Quote,
Gerald Miller sheds light on the hidden psychological weight AJ carries, a burden most fans will never fully comprehend. Grief isn't neat or easy. It creeps into every corner of life, amplifying exhaustion and emotional fragility. A isn't just mourning Katz and Cena, he's processing the sudden fragility of life while under the global spotlight. Constant online scrutiny and public expectations only intensify the strain, leaving him mentally drained and emotionally raw. Retirement isn't giving up, it's survival. It's acknowledging that the mind, like the body, has limits, and sometimes stepping back is the strongest move a fighter can make. Aj choosing to pause, heal, and grieve isn't a career decision alone. It's a declaration of humanity, a recognition that mental health and life itself outweigh belts, accolades, or titles. Fans may miss him in the ring, but they must understand the human cost behind his choices.
You don't know what other people are going through. And even though AJ, you know, we're not on the best terms, man, I feel for this brother, man. Because it could have been my family, could have been my friends. And, you know, I feel like, man, it's mentally, like, kind of draining looking at this stuff all day online. And like I said, I didn't really see nothing too graphic until this morning. Was like, now I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life, man. I've seen dead bodies before and all that. Man, I don't even know how to even express it.
Peter Fury perfectly captures the emotional Hurricane A is facing. Losing not just friends, but integral team members shatters more than morale. It undermines the very support system he relied on both inside and outside the ring. For a fighter like A, whose career depends on mental focus, this grief isn't something you can compartmentalize. Every punch thrown, every fight planned now feels secondary to the weight of personal loss. The funerals of Katz and Cena have turned his world upside down, leaving an emptiness that no championship or pay-per-view event can fill. Retirement isn't defeat. It's an act of survival, of honoring the lives lost and recognizing that healing comes before competition. Boxing has always demanded physical toughness, but Ajay's current fight is internal, grief, trauma, and emotional recalibration. Choosing to step back is a strategic, deeply human move, showing that even the strongest champions are vulnerable when life hits hardest.
When you've got people around you and you're close to your people and you think a lot, it's going to have a big effect. So it's going to be an emotional wrecking ball ride for him for quite a while. It will be. It's the loss. The loss is, you can't put a word on it. It's that deep of a loss.
Spencer Oliver's words sum up the duality of Aj's legacy, a larger-than-life personality outside the ropes and a powerhouse inside them. His retirement now, amidst mourning and mental strain, marks a chapter no highlight reel can capture. This isn't just about losing a fighter, it's about a human being overwhelmed by grief, trauma, and the emotional aftermath of tragedy. Aj's decision reflects courage of a different kind, prioritizing mental health over career ambitions, choosing life over legacy. Fans will miss his energy, charisma, and knockout power, but understanding the personal toll is essential. Retirement becomes a moment of introspection and healing rather than defeat. Anthony Joshua is redefining strength, not by punches thrown, but by the bravery it takes to step back, recover, and survive while honoring those he's lost. The ring may never feel the same without him, but his humanity shines brighter than any belt ever could.
It's not just that he's a big personality and he sells fights so well and he's a big character and the press conferences, the build-up to fights, and what he delivers in the ring. The guy is a serious talent and he'll be missed when he's retired. That is.
Anthony Joshua's journey has always been about more than belts or glory. After the tragic loss of Katz and Cena, the weight on his shoulders became unbearable, and stepping away from boxing isn't surrender, it's survival. Mental health, grief, and life itself now take priority over the ring. Ajay's retirement reminds us that even the strongest fighters are human, and sometimes courage means knowing when to walk away. Fans will miss him, but his legacy is already cemented. What do you think? Will Aj ever step back into the ring, or is this truly the final chapter?